I'm Kevin Casey. I'm a professional mixed martial arts fighter. And right now, what I'm about to do is issue a warning out to all other competitors.
I don't want overs. I just expect them to happen.
Fatty's gonna fatty is real.
Oh, give me fucking truth, baby. Come on. Let's go.
How have I been this successful in life?
Welcome back to another edition, the first edition of the MMA Analysis in the year of our Lord 2024. We've been off for a couple weeks. I've been off for longer than that, but here we are. Sean, we made it. You survived. Skin of your teeth, but you survived 2023.
Yeah, lots of shit happening in 2023, but let's hope for a better 2024.
Is that a diaper joke?
Could be lots of things going on in life. It's
the balance is at zero. That's all that fucking matters. Like,
yep,
that's right.
That's right.
Just as the name says, loss free since 23.
There
At least
go.
as far as MMA goes. I'm sure I've lost some stuff already in other sports, but such is life. Wesley, how are you?
I mean, we did go on like an insane fucking under 20s fucking hockey run there for a little bit.
Pissed it away.
Shots been good, so it's been good.
Well, it lasted.
Yeah, man. I'm happy for a new year. Trying to shake off the sickness. Not down with the sickness. That shit sucks. He can go fuck himself. But yeah, man, we're all back to zero. Like, it can't be any fucking worse. So I'm ready for a fresh year for sure.
So this is the 10th.
Wow.
10th yearly prediction show, isn't it?
Is that what I mean?
First one was 2015, so the 11th one would be 2025. And we are in 2024.
I would assume I went back all the way as far as I could when I created this spreadsheet, but I don't know that for certain. But that is also the
10th.
At least the 10th. That is also the same year that Toutmaster, which wasn't really called Toutmaster the first year, but that was the first year of it. So we're doing the 10th annual Toutmaster.
Years, Jesus.
Yeah, I miscounted. I think last year I called it the 8th, and I didn't go far enough back. So it's 10 years. Pretty crazy.
Look at us go! And congratulations to the winners this year. You probably know their names better than I do, but there was a few that I messaged.
Yeah, we got
our BMR got
BMR listener of the show comes in second. He
made a nice little run back up.
He was up there the whole time, and then he kind of dropped a bit as you do. It's pretty hard to go a full year just pinned. Just crushing picks, but
it's hard
late
for me
surge.
To go a full year making picks.
That's true.
Never mind crushing picks. So,
he had a late surge and snuck his way into second, and it's good stuff. And our boy Bailey cashed while missing a event, which is the first time it has actually ever happened. In the Toutmaster emails, it's pretty much tells you it's impossible to cash if you miss a week, so make sure you put your picks in. And then Bailey just tries to put that down, but yes, good. Good year.
That in my honor. That feels like a thing that I would aspire to. But
yes,
I just
most go full Brad though when they miss an event and say fuck this.
It's over.
Just don't pick anymore. So
this year I tried to come back for a while, and then it started getting into the cottage weekends. And you'll see, I had a gap, and then I was back for a few, and nope. I got up to the cottage, and it's done. It's over. Anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. Although, sign up for Toutmaster 2024 if you haven't already.
Season, let's go. We had a really
just under $3,000 first prize last year.
really good payout for last year. I mean, the top 3 places got a really good
Over a
show.
grand.
So yeah, hoping to get there again. We're hopefully get our boy Paul Shag to give us another good shout out on their show, which gets listened to by just a few more people than ours. Not a lot, just a couple more people. But yeah, hopefully we'll have another good prize pool like that again this year.
There we go. DM the account or reply to the account for details if you don't have an email already. Other than that, you can just listen to us and fade us and win Toastmaster. There you go.
Yeah.
It's something to do in 2024. We are here, however, to do our recap and prediction show, which, as I said, we've been doing for at least a decade now. So every year we go through, we predict the champions for all of the divisions at the end of the following calendar year. When we started this, I think we were like the only ones that did it. Now there's a lot of people that do it, but we do it better. For instance, 2 years ago, and this is going to come into play as a tiebreaker when we discuss this year's past results. Somebody predicted a very unlikely champion who is now champion. But we'll get there. I don't want to spoil it. But we'll go through all of the champion picks from last year, some breakout picks for some divisions. That's going to be tough this year for me, but we're going to have fun with it. So, Sean, starting off in the women's strawweight division, Lance had predicted Amanda Lemos as champion, and I can already see why he didn't show up to the show. Just makes sense. I got you, Lance. The rest of us picked Wei Li Zhang to be the women's strawweight champion at the end of 2023. Who are we picking for 2024?
I'll just go with her. I think she's better than the rest of the people in that division. It's probably the best women's division, and but she's good. She's got physicality. I don't see many other ladies putting up much of a fight against her.
Wesley, your thoughts? Any different?
What is this? Straw weight, right?
The smallest weight.
115. How much a straw weighs?
Okay, yeah. Well, look, it's probably gonna be Zhang, but I'm gonna go and finally, is Tatiana gonna get her shot? And do we think that she can actually beat Zhang though? Like at this point, that's my only question, because I think she'll probably
not even fighting in this division anymore. Is she?
Is she not?
Sort of. Her last one was at 15, wasn't it?
I thought it was. That's why I was looking.
She had one at 25 and then one at 15.
Yeah, I see. I'm just gonna pick her for both divisions. Maybe.
Well, I mean, like,
I'll get it right.
Okay, so I'll put it like this: if Suarez gets a shot at any of these divisions, either one of the divisions, she could be champ. I think that she has a path to beat Wei Li. I think if she can get takedowns, she can win the fight. Not positive though. Like from what I've seen lately out of Wei Li, like she's incredible. She's actually a very, very good fighter. But just to switch it up, I'll say, man, I don't know. Now you got me thinking: is Suarez even going to get a shot down there?
Yes, because who is
nobody?
Who is she going to fight?
And like up at 25, like that's kind of more, there's other people they're trying to get shots up there. I'll say Tatiana at 115. Fuck it.
I'm gonna say Zhang.
Yeah, that's probably right.
Yeah, not gonna overthink that one. Women's flyweight division. Last year, Lance and Wes had Shevchenko. Sean and I had Tatiana Suarez. Who is the champion? We're all wrong. I know that.
Alexa Grasso.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well,
shouldn't be.
What
she shouldn't be champion. Like I should be right. I should have another Fucking shame.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. And the Detroit Lions should have another win on their record.
They
No.
should. They got absolutely jobbed. Like,
Wes, who do you have this year?
I'm gonna say Shevchenko. Like, I don't know if I don't think they're gonna run that back. They're probably gonna give who is it?
The future barber, the hairdresser,
Blanchfield.
Yeah, Blanchfield. They're probably gonna give Blanchfield the shot, and like, could she beat Grasso? Yeah, probably. But Chev is gonna get a shot at that belt before the year's out. She's better than all these people. It wasn't a draw against Grasso. Like, she won that fight. She was winning the first fight. She's so much better than Grasso. Shit happened where she didn't win, fine, like draw, whatever. She's better than Blanchfield. She's better than Grasso. I think she'll probably get a shot sometime in the middle of the year, whatever, and she'll have the belt at the end of the year. So I'm gonna say Shevchenko. It's boring. The division is boring. Nobody really gives a shit. So whatever.
Sean?
I think they do the rematch next, and nobody cares. I think Shevchenko wins the rematch, but seems like they fight close to each other. Regardless, I think after that, Blanchfield beats whoever is the champion at that time.
Hero?
I'll take Blanchfield.
Yeah, me too.
Man, don't care. I'm going to say Manon Fiorot just to be different. What else we got? Women's bantamweight.
Ugh.
Last year, Lance had Shevchenko, little double champ thing going on there. Sean had Amanda Nunes. Wes had Amanda Nunes. I had nobody.
You should have went with none, like you had in the other
division. The answer. None of the answers. Nobody has the belt right now, so Bradley is the winner there.
We'll take it. Who is going to be the champion this year, or will there be a champion this year, Sean?
I hope not. They should close the division. I'll take Myra Bueno Silva.
Is that like a thing that might actually happen?
It might.
Wow.
She didn't even have to do hard time for popping hot, and that shit isn't going to matter next year with the.
Now she can do all the shit. Yeah.
So I'm going with the Brazilian, the Yams. I'm going with the Yams.
Myra Bonesaw has those connections, Wes, who do you have here? Fascinating division.
I got the same. I think so. They're doing Pennington and what's her face for the title, and then like Silva's gonna get the winner of that, and I think she beats either of them. She's gonna be on the good Yams.
Wait, aren't they doing Pennington and Silva for the title already?
No, it's Penna's getting it against Pennington, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it's those two. Like early in the year too, right? Aren't they fighting like
Yeah, it's in Toronto. I thought
Isn't
it was
the Toronto card? Of course,
yeah.
Of course Canada gets a women's title fight. It would not happen any other way.
Yeah, so then like Silva's gonna get the winner. That's sometime this year. Who knows? But who cares? It's so bad. God, that's horrible.
Now you're gonna make me look this up because I was looking at tickets and I was pretty sure that it was MBS that was getting the title shot.
You might be right. Well, I thought Pennington was getting it.
I thought it was too. Is she like hurt or something? She might be hurt.
It's not even scheduled.
Well, they announced it. I bet it was them, and she got hurt or something, right?
No, because it shows on Tapology if you're pulling out. Yeah, she's fighting Pennington. That's on the next card. That's on Strickland versus Duplessis.
MBS
pay-per-view card. Yeah.
Bonesaw. Wow.
Bonesaw.
Well, I
Rocky
mean,
Pennington.
Yeah,
Brad, you're such a big fan. You're just always on
you
it.
know?
he was eyeing those
On the
tickets.
pulse.
Got to know what you're paying for.
That's his favorite weight class. So
Well, that's why I knew that I wasn't going to get tickets. I was like, oh,
sold out.
$400 for the worst seat in the entire arena for this? Ooh, take my money, sir. Well, I'm gonna go.
So it's gonna be either if you think MBS wins against Pennington, like she's gonna fight.
You're gonna take Penny Kansad. That is the correct
There
answer,
you
Brad.
go. That's
Wow,
the
I
no.
was thinking
Holly
Holly.
fucking home.
Yeah, that's
Fucking
what I'm
champ.
thinking. She
There's
wins one
They
love
fight
it.
early in the year. She gets a
Yep.
rematch with.
She's only one fight away,
Bosa.
man.
Yeah,
She's only one fight away at all times.
Lock it in.
She did that to Rousey.
Holly
Always one
fucking
fight away.
home. Let's go.
Lock
Holly
it
fucking
in.
home.
Lock it
Holly
in.
home.
Oh my goodness.
And this one, this is a celebration, fellas.
We did it.
Women's featherweight division. Wesley picked Amanda Nunes. The rest of us specifically went with the division will fold. That's incredible. That is Babe Ruth level calling your shot.
It's fun when you can manifest something
Art Gibson,
as
baby.
good as that.
We've been trying. We've been trying for many, many years.
That's the Kurt Gibson fucking fist pump, round and second, baby.
Yeah, I think we've been trying that since like 2021.
Yeah.
Maybe even longer than that. Maybe back to like the Cyborg days. Anyway,
We all had fold except you in 2021.
well, I knew that the demand for the COVID level of the product. I mean, everybody wanted to fight, so people were clamoring for the women's featherweight.
For it.
Yep. We don't have to pick anything for this one. It's tremendous. That's the best division ever. Moving on to the men's flyweight division.
Let's go.
Across the board, Pantoja. We knew it was the. Do we want to go back and do like an obituary for the women's feather? No. Pantoja across the board. 2 ridiculous fights that he had this year to win and retain the belt. This dude is just, I don't know how you can't be happy for this one coming through for all of us. I think we probably made some money on Pantoja as well, which is always nice. Sean, men's flyweight champion at the end of 2024.
It's tough for me to go against our boy, Pantoja. Just great to see. The way he won those fights, just balls out, just showing the heart is good stuff. He doesn't have a fight booked yet, correct?
No, he just fought.
Yeah, he just fought. Yeah. So I'm assuming Albazi at some point gets a title shot this year. That'll be a tough matchup, but I still like Pantoja.
Yeah, Albazi's scheduled to fight the Clown Baby pretty early in the year. So that might be a little detour on a title shot for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so is Steve gonna get the first little crack at Pantoja sometime later in the year before Albazi comes back?
No, that's crazy. Maybe Cap if he wins.
That's who I think, and that's a good matchup for Pantoja though, in my opinion. And yeah, it's Albazi. That's the guy I think, and just
Moreno's going to be a tough fight if they fight again as well. Like
it's just about how much appetite they have for rematches. We've been doing a million of them in this division.
Like
so
every one of those guys. It's the same matchup for Pantoja. You know the fight he's going to fight. And can any of those guys deal with that shit? You know what? No. None of those dudes can deal with that shit. He's just different. Like he's a different fucking guy, man. Yeah, I got him champ into the year too. And man, let's get that Albazi fight though, because that would be fucking any of those fights are stupid. Like Pantoja is just a different cat. If you don't like that guy, I don't stop watching this shit because that's those little guys and us that's the good stuff, man. That's the good stuff. Pantoja is fucking insane. Like Brad said, the 2 fights he put on this year, just all-time classics, man. Like straight up. Love Pantoja, one of my all-time favorite fucking champs.
Brazil.
Am I gonna sweep it again for Pantoja? That seems tough at flyweight.
Mm-hmm.
Flyweight's if you're not doing
they're all
rematches,
good,
it's
man.
tough. They're all good.
Yeah.
It's tough to hold on to
Yeah.
that belt unless you're just continuously doing rematches.
The man fights a style that is just tough against anybody. He fights in just an insane style that's tough.
It's true. Yeah, I'm gonna go Pantoja. I'm gonna keep it there. We're gonna have one long-standing belt holder in the UFC.
Out of those guys, I know we probably all think Albazi's the most well-rounded guy and has a chance. I think truly though, the guy that has that chance to actually to get that belt is Cop, just because he has that dynamic one thing that he can do. Like if he was to knock out Pantoja,
He's gonna flatline him early because
of
that
course.
grappling is still suspect.
Yeah, absolutely. But Cop does have that one glaring thing that he can do that none of those other guys.
And most guys at that weight just don't have that.
Yep.
What he has. So.
Yeah. There's great matchups left though down there for Pantoja. Like we don't need to see Moreno again right now. Like there is some great matchups down there for Pantoja.
Yeah, it's a good division. Sean, who is going to break out in this good division in 2024?
I guess there's some options in the lower weight classes. I went with Asu Almabayev. These Kazakh guys and Kyrgyzstan guys are seem to be taking over right now. He smashed out Ode Osborne in his debut. This guy's got a shit ton of finishes. I think he might shock some people and get a decent ranking and close in on top 10 maybe by the end of the year if he fights. So I think he fought like 3 times last year. So no, he fought once last year, but he fought 3 times in 2022. So if he fights a bit more active, I think he can get there.
Wesley, your breakout.
Yeah, I thought that was one you could definitely look at. There's another guy, another one I kind of looked at was the Clayton Carpenter kid that came off Contender Series. He's only got 6 or 7 fights, so I think he's got a chance. But I went with a dude that I just think is a little more dynamic than him. I went with the dude Hung Sung Park. We just saw him fought a couple cards ago. He's already got some finishes on his record. He's 9-0. Absolutely just beat the shit out of Shannon Ross. Of course, that wasn't like it was some tough out, but man, dude's got power. Dude's got wrestling. He was on one of those road to UFC shows too, and was one of the dudes on there that was absolutely obliterating.
Actually good.
Yeah, that's actually good. One of those Asians that's got really good wrestling, massive power. I think he's ranked like 30, almost 40th or something worldwide right now. So as far as making a jump, I think that he's going to get some UFC fights this year, and I think he's going to obliterate some more guys that they're going to give him favorable matchups, and we could see him jumping 20 spots and approaching that top 20 this year. Who knows? Maybe he's good. They need good Asian fighters. They always need good Asian fighters. The market wants them, needs them. So if he can get some more finishes like he looked against beating the shit out of Shannon Ross, who knows? But the kid looks pretty good.
There's a couple options here. I'm very tempted. I thought one of you would go the ranked route and say like Tatsuro Taira.
I did that last year.
Yeah,
I
that was
think.
last year. We should laugh at my pick last year. You
Oh,
guys,
yeah,
both
sure.
you
Oh,
guys and
much.
Lance had some decent picks. I went for the underdog Jimmy Flick. Just got smoked.
Yeah, we had Tiara
yeah,
last
both of
year,
us had
bro.
Taira last year, and I guess like he got into the rankings. Does that count?
And he looks really, really good.
He looks really good. It just sucks that he didn't get much of a step up in his last fight, but maybe he was asking for that and waiting for more money to start fighting some better guys, because I do think he's going to be very, very good this year.
And Lance went with Mukayev, who skyrocketed from number 14 to number 8 in the rankings. So that doesn't count for anything. For me, I know he just lost recently. I was kind of thinking about going with that Alessandro Costa dude, because he's like just a little flyweight that loves to throw haze, which is fun. But I think I'm going to do Joshua Van. I think he's going to be my breakout guy.
Not bad.
Super young, very raw, but already looks like he's got some good physical attributes, some intangibles, the heart, toughness. Can't teach those things. Hawaiian chin always helps, at least in the early years of the career. So, yeah, let's go Josh Van. That seems like a fair pick. Bantamweight division. Lance had Cejudo. He fought for the title or something,
He did.
right? Was that last year? Yeah.
It's a close fight.
The rest of us had Sterling.
Nailed it.
So big bagels. Bagels for that one. Sean, champ in 2023.
I got to go with Dvalishvili. I don't think they can stop him from getting a title shot in 2024. Regardless who wins, O'Malley versus Vera, I think Dvalishvili will wreck them both. He seems to have kind of broken the game with being able to just shoot 100 takedowns, and even if you don't get them, you still somehow have unbelievable cardio. Dvalishvili is gonna smash these guys.
Wesley, snooze machine.
Yeah. I mean, can they keep denying him getting a shot? I don't know how you
There's
do.
no way.
They done railroaded him already, giving fucking O'Malley a fucking layup. So I just, after that fight, I don't know how you deny Barab his shot, and he fucking balls either of those dudes. Like, he's gonna fucking spam take down O'Malley. It's not gonna be like O'Malley stopping takedowns up against the cage. I don't think we're gonna have to worry about that. I think O'Malley's going on his head when Marab gets a hold of him. So and like, Marab's got a style that's been kind of it's kind of shaky in 2023 or whatever, because you need damage nowadays, and sometimes Marab doesn't get a lot of damage, but it's hard to deny a dude that is literally picking guys up and putting them on their ass over and over and over and over, even if you're not like busting them up with a lot of ground and pounding. Like those two matchups though, like O'Malley or what's his name? He's gonna get on top of them and do work. Like, he's not gonna have the resistance, I think, with his takedown. So I think he's gonna finally get a shot, and I think he mauls either one of those dudes. And it's a tough out, man. Barab's gonna be a tough out for dudes down there.
I don't think
Take
it's
O'Malley,
gonna
Brad.
be O'Malley. What's that?
Take O'Malley, Brad. Take the clown.
Will there be enough fights? When's the March 9th? I don't think there's going to be enough time for 3 title fights this year.
No.
So you got to kind of take What if Cejudo's just like, no, you can't wrestle me? Cejudo doing it.
Jesus.
So Cejudo's gonna go back to back. He's gonna beat Dvalishvili and then beat either O'Malley or Vera.
Yeah, he's just winning 2 fights. He's
So
the greatest combat sports
retired
athlete of all time.
/ has he ever fought more than? When's the last time he fought more than once in a year?
I don't know. That just means he's due, right?
He's due. It's got to happen.
But I mean, come on. If O'Malley beats Vera and Cejudo gets a shot at that title, he is gonna jump at that. Gift wrapping him the bantamweight title.
It is
Cejudo. Last year, breakout picks. Lance had Mario Batista, Sean and Wes took Umar Nurmagomedov, who is that stating that he was ranked 11th at the time, Sean?
That is correct.
Right. And he is now ranked 14th.
He beat Tony Barcelos, and he dropped from 11 to 14. He only fought once last year. But yeah, that's a pretty bad look. Like, yeah, in theory, taking Umar as a breakout fighter it wasn't that bad. But when you look at it, he didn't do anything. He was supposed to. Had the fight with Sandhagen.
I went away from that this year. I'm going so far out to where it's going to be hard for my dudes not to go in the rankings.
There you go. Now you're thinking. And I picked something named Santos.
Willie Cat, right?
Yeah, Willie Cat.
Yeah, okay. Willie Cat. Yeah.
Which actually,
not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, Willie Cat's awesome. Everyone loves the Willie Cat.
Yeah. He fought once and he won.
Hardly a breakout. I'm going to pick him again this year because I can't think of anybody else. And I'll slip that in before I throw it over. Wes, you can go first on this breakout.
Yeah, so like I said, I'm kind of trying to look down the list way outside the list and try to find some true kind of breakout this year. Not dudes breaking into the top 10. So I'm gonna go with a guy I think most of us know. Started with a decent run and then lost lost the fight to a decent guy. Had some okay performances the past year, but dude's missing weight and shit. He's got to get some shit together. But I'm gonna go with Christian Rodriguez. I still think that he's very, very skilled. I think he's at a great camp. I did mention the weight stuff, like he missed weight in his last fight against Saman. Won that fight. He did beat up fucking our boy fucking Bigfoot's foster kid and Roses Jr. But that just showed Christian Rodriguez's like skill though. Like he put it on Roses Jr. and Roses Jr. is actually decent. Like that kid's next time out, he fucking put an ass whooping on a dude. So I mean, at this point, Rodriguez is down in almost 40th in the world right now. If he can get his weight shit together, I still think he's very, very talented. Like I said, at a good gym over at the lab. We'll see this year. He's going to get a few fights, and I think he's still got the skill to make a push inside of that top 20 or so.
Steve, our pick of Muniz is going to be very hard to top.
Wait.
Man, Muniz champ. Hold on. Our boy Steve said that fucking like they are at Adesanya better watch out. I mean, man. Whew.
Good one.
I'm gonna take Rinya Nakamura. He seems decent. He was another one of those actual good guys on the road to the UFC. Just smash dudes. Not finishing Fernie Garcia wasn't a great sign, but dude's got skills. He's very young. I think he's not very young. He's 28, but I think he can win a couple more fights this year, get close to the top 15 ranking.
we all didn't pick Fareed Whack-A-Mole.
No.
He's pretty good, and he's not ranked. So
I also looked at
before.
other guy that could make a decent comeback this year too. I think is Kyler Phillips. I think a lot of people are down on him. He's got a couple wins over the past year, and I think me and Brad had a lot of high hopes for him a couple years back. I think he was our breakout fighter a couple years back. That's another guy I looked at. He's in like 25th or something in the world right now. That guy's better than that.
Yeah, we are moving on to the featherweight division. Last year, need to go back to the right tab here. Volkanovski across the board as far as the champ goes, so that's pretty good, right?
Yep.
It helps when he barely fights in that division. That makes it easier for sure.
Yep. One time.
Sean, who do you have for this year?
I'm actually picking Topuria. I think it's tough as you get older, especially in the smaller weight classes, and when you defend your belt a lot, you kind of get exposed more than just any random fighter or even just a top 10 guy. I think Topuria is gonna land the upset, and then he'll beat whoever they give him next, and he'll fight only twice. So I got Topuria to take the belt.
Wesley.
I think Sean's right, but I also think he's wrong. I think Topuria has a really, really good shot at beating Volkanovski and when they fight. But I think they will run it back. Like, I think they'll give Volk that rematch, and I think Volk will take a few months off after that loss, finally get his shit right a little bit. And I think in a rematch that Volk could make whatever adjustments he needs to make and get his shit right. And I think he could win a rematch against Topuria. I think the only reason why I'm even picking Topuria against Volk at this point in their careers when they fight coming up is just because Volk needs some time off, man. That dude needs to take a break, and he just refuses to do it. He's taking this fight way too quick, way too fast, coming off the losses to Mac and Cheese. Like, he's just taking this fight way too quick, I think. And I think this first fight, I favor Topuria in that, but I think they will give Volk a rematch after that. It'll happen later in the year. He'll get 4 or 5 months off, good training camp, and I think Volk will have the belt by the end of the year.
You're taking 2 steps on yours. I was thinking about doing
the other. It's one or the other, though. Like, come on, it's one or the other.
What? I'm thinking of going off the board on this one. Because I think you guys are right about the first step of Topuria getting the win over an aging Volk who probably should have more time off. But after that, I think we're going to see him against Evloev.
Oh, Lord.
And I think Evloev's going to win that fight.
Whoa. A dude not even in the top 10 at this point.
No, he's 9th. He's
Is
9th.
he? Okay,
Yeah.
All right. I thought I saw 11.
He's
all
9th.
right.
He's
9th.
fighting
All right.
3. I think he's going to win that fight against Arnold Allen. That's going to bump him way up. And then he's going to get a title shot out of nowhere in some, like, I don't know. They'll do that at like one of the Saudi events or something like that.
Even though he's the most boring fighter, you think they're just going to rush to give him a title shot, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, and then Volk won't get back around to the belt until 2025, if he's even still a featherweight at that point, which I'm not sure that he will be. Breakout picks. This was I'd say this was a clear Wes win on this one. Lance had Pat Sabatini. Sean had Lucas Almeida.
Double.
I had JSP. So combined, for those keeping score at home, those picks went a combined 1-4 in the UFC in 2023. So that was good. And Wes had Joe Anderson Brito, who won both his fights. So, Wes, you don't get to pick first this time. Sean, you can pick first.
One funny thing about so Lance picked Sabatini, but he actually like mentioned Benoit Saint Denis, and he's just like, yeah, I kind of want to pick him, but he sucks, and we're all like, yeah, he sucks. Yeah, that's very sharp 2023 for the analysis, boys. Just can't even find it. I'm
this division?
What's that?
Isn't he a lightweight?
No, he's a 170er, right?
Oh, sorry. So that was for 170.
155.
Yeah, okay.
He's a
155er because he came in short notice and then it was 155. So that was the next one. I'm jumping ahead of myself. I'm stealing Wes's pick from last year. I think Brito is going to be able to get into the top 15. That's a good win against JSP. Dude's a hammer, and I think he can get a decent fight if/when they go back to Brazil.
Wesley.
Let me find my guy here. I'm picking him down the board. Or no, he's not too far down the board. So I'm gonna go with a dude that's already, kind of known to most sort of harder core fans.
Edson Barbosa.
No, he didn't have a great start to his UFC career, but he did fight a guy that Brad thinks is going to be a future champion in a different division, and I'm going to go with Diego Lopez. That dude's last couple fights are just absolute fucking incredible finishes. I think he's starting to get some popularity around the people that watch the fights and shit. And I actually think he's pretty fucking good. I know they keep talking about how he coaches and shit and stuff like that, but the dude's actually a really good fighter. I mean, slick Pat Sabatini fucking out wrestled and got the sub on Gavin Tucker. Only loss was up a weight class short notice against Ilev. So I think Diego Lopez is pretty good, and I think he's a fringe top 10 guy. I think he's sitting around 17, 18 in the world right now. I think that's going to change. He's going to get some good matchups this year, and if he keeps getting finishes like he has in his past two fights, he's going to get some ranking. So I like Diego Lopez to have a sort of breakout year this year.
Does Aaron Pico still qualify as a breakout fighter?
Is he fighting? No. Is he moving to the UFC?
He's only been around for like 10 years now. I actually find this one pretty hard to come up with somebody. I don't like. There's not a lot of young.
Nope.
Yeah, there's not a lot of young featherweights, which is weird at featherweight. I know a couple of years ago I picked Lerone Murphy, and he's only finally ranked like 15th now.
I actually kind of sort of looked at him because he's fighting Ige next time out, and if he wins that fight, he's absolutely going to be pushing the top 10 finally if he can beat Ige next time out.
I'll be a homer and go with Charles Jourdain.
Not horrible.
Yeah.
Who's he going to lose to in Toronto? I forget.
The alien scarecrow dude.
Oh, Woodson. Yeah, he's fighting Sean Woodson.
Yeah. That's what I said.
He beat Sean Woodson, though. It's 3 in a row for him.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah. 3 in a row. Start to get a little hype. You know, the hype will get inflated, too, because he's Canadian. And at that point, he'll be like number 2 pound for pound. So, yeah, we'll do that. And then a lightweight division. Last year, Lance had Dubron. I had Fiziev. Just almost got it. So close. And Sean and Wes had mac and cheese. Because they hate fun, but like getting picks right. So, Sean, who's the lightweight champion at the end of 2024?
Bronx is gonna get totally redeem himself. Let's manifest this, boys. He wasn't himself the first time. I think he's gonna fight like a shitting wild man this time, and that's how he has to fight to win. And I say he does it.
Wesley, does it?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with my heart over my head, and I'm gonna say Do Bronx. But look, I don't know, man. Like, mac and cheese is really fucking good. Like, we shit on this guy, and like rightfully so a lot of times. But man, like, his performances lately have been fucking pretty insane. The guy's really, really good. Do Bronx has always got a chance though. Like, we know he's got a shot. He's gonna get that fight eventually sometime this year. And he's got a chance. If he beats mac and cheese, I don't know. Do they run it back? Doubtful. I don't think they do it right back. So Do Bronx is, I don't know. If he wins, who are they setting up? Maybe, I don't know, Gagey again? Do they give the shot to Sarukian? Does he finally get his shot? Any of those guys, Do Bronx is like probably not the more skilled guy all around, but he's got that fucking out over these dudes that he could get any of them. So I'm just gonna go with my heart and take Do Bronx. But fuck, man, mac and cheese is good. The guy's very, very good.
I think the hardest thing to me about this division is like how many times is the coward mac and cheese actually going to fight at lightweight this year?
Yeah.
Worst, I know it's not him because he doesn't speak English, but worst Twitter account in MMA by far. He's just like constantly talking about moving divisions and like he hasn't actually fought any lightweights yet. It's ridiculous. I hate this guy. They should cut him. So of course, if they cut him, then he can't be champ. So somebody else has to be champ. And we're gonna say that it's Do Bronx who's gonna be champ. So yeah, maybe he. It's possible that mac and cheese was on the Epstein flights.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Look into it.
He's
UFC.
in trouble.
I expect a full investigation into this completely substantiated rumor. The mac and cheese fans are also like, they're angry people on the internet. I responded to one of his things being like, can we cut this guy? They were so mad about it. So mad.
They take this shit seriously, Brad. Big mad.
They had some really big feelings about it, and that's great for them to talk about with their therapists. Breakout fighter at lightweight. Last year, Lance said Do Bronx.
So yes, this is the one where he mentioned Benoit Saint Denis, and then he said Do Bronx is his breakout.
So -3 points for Lance for this category. -1, maybe 2 points for Sean and I. Who picked Guram? Because the loss and the getting cut. Did he get cut for like
he got cut.
Drugs or something, like something cool?
No, I think they just cut him.
Weird. Okay, whatever. And then pretty decent one from Lance or from Wes with Joel. Wait, is
he's fighting. It's coming out.
But he only fought once, and so it's decent, but he only fought once. But he
Not our
beat
best.
Daikisi.
Not our best work, but Wes, that one's going to you. Sean, breakout for 2024.
Going with Tony Ferguson. He's definitely gonna break out. Oh, sadness. I'm gonna go with Steve Garcia. That's a terrible breakout fighter. He is not young, but he's actually got a decent run, and he's kind of beating these hype trains, and maybe he can get another 1 or 2 wins here. And that would make it 5 in a row.
There you go. Wes, yours.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a guy that's he's a little older. He's 31, but just
I think I know the guy that you're going
just
with.
came to the UFC. If he gets 3 more fights like this year, like he did last year, this guy's absolutely gonna be ranked higher than 30th or so on what he is right now. I'm gonna go with Rebeski. That dude's an absolute tank, slaughtering guys, fun fighter. Just the pace, the wrestling. Dude's very, very good. A little, wouldn't say he's shorter for the weight class because the guy's a tank, but man, he put on 3 very fucking great performances in 2023. If he can get 3 fights in 2024, I think by the end of the year, he's going to be way higher than 30th in the world. Dude's very good. 31 now, so hopefully they do push him a little bit this year. I like Rebeski to break out this year.
I'm thinking of a guy that Rebeski was supposed to fight, actually. But I don't know the extent of the injury that forced him
Aliev.
that
shit.
fight. But I'm going to go with Narulo Aliev.
Yep.
Aliev. Yeah.
Yep.
There you go. Well,
yeah, I looked at him.
Because honestly, I don't know that much about him.
He's way down there too. I think he's like 40 something in the world right now. So like 48th in the world. So he can definitely jump up some spots.
Way off the board. Can't be any worse than last year.
Nope.
Welterweight division 2023 champion picks. Lance had Colby Covington. He sucks. Cost Donald Trump the election from what I've heard.
Sad.
Sean had a guy who isn't a welterweight. Wes had a guy who
should retire.
Doesn't have any knees and kind of isn't a welterweight anymore either.
Yeah.
And I had the guy who's going to be champ this year. So for those keeping score at home, Sean had Chimaev, as we like to say around here. Wes had Kamaru Usman, and I had the Shave Cat. Sean, who's it going to be this year?
It's the Shave Cat. He probably doesn't get the next title shot. I don't know whether he waits or not, but dude is very, very good. I know some people think he showed some holes in his game against Jeff Neal, but could have just been a bad performance, an underwhelming performance, and he's still able to finish the dude. And then he just absolutely fucking mauled Wonder Bread with a broken or fucked up ankle, was it, or foot? I can't remember. So I think he can beat both Bilal and Leon.
Probably
exactly.
Wesley.
Yeah, I mean, do you think Shave Cat's going to get a title shot? If the answer is yes, then that's who's going to be champ at the end of the year, because none of these dudes can beat that guy. None of them. Absolutely the best welterweight in the world already, in my opinion. I want to try to give Leon a little bit of props, but I think Leon is like not very good. I just don't think the guy's very good. There's so many people now after the Kobe win and shit that's like, see, look at it. He's like his distance and his timing and all this. And like, look how much he's improved. He's the same fucking guy. If you're just going to stand there in front of him and do a bunch of nothing like Kobe did, you're going to get your ass beat. Like, he's going to fucking piece you up. That's any man at 170 pounds. You're just going to stand there in front of Leon. He's going to fucking throw a few things and hit you in the face. Like, he does nothing dynamic. And then look what Kobe did when he actually engaged the guy one time. He engaged the guy one time. took him down and fucking humped him for an entire round. You know, Shave Cat will maul Leon Edwards, like maul him. Bilal gives Shave Cat a way better fight than Leon ever thinks about giving Shave Cat. And I think Shave Cat will maul Bilal as well. Does Shave Cat get a title shot in 2024? I think so. He's champ.
Shave Cat. Yep. What
Much
they said.
Shave Cat. It's fucked up. Hopefully Lance picks
Hey,
somebody else.
Maybe I need to change my Pantoja pick after all. And we can have the one consensus that actually gets through.
Two's asking for a lot.
That is. Breakout picks for 2023. Lance had the Bullfrog, Jeremiah Wells. He went 1-1. The rest of us had pretty good picks. You guys had Jack Della Maddalena, who had 3 wins and is now ranked 11th. And I took Michael Morales, who had 2 wins. He is not ranked as of yet, but he's on the come up, as they say. Wes, welterweight pick.
Yeah, you were just a year too early, Brad, because this is the year that Michael Morales breaks out. 16-0. 16-0, dude he's unbelievable. His last fight, the thing that just noticed that really stuck out against Jake Matthews to me. And of course, I took some Jake Matthews money. He was like plus 350 or something against the poise, and just that dude never broke a sweat against Jake Matthews. Literally pieced that dude up. Jake Matthews is a decent fighter. That was a really good performance in my eyes. Somehow Michael Morales is still ranked around 20th in the world. That will change this year. That dude's going to get a couple massive wins. He's going to get a step up. He's going to get some big ones this year and be knocking on the top 10. The guy's very, very good. We still need to see that takedown defense a little bit, of course, but I think you can say that about a lot of guys that are trying to break into the top 20, towards the top 10. Most of them are fucking knocking dudes out, and their takedown defense is going to need to be questioned a little bit. But besides that, that guy looks to be the goods, and he's going to have a breakout year this year.
Sean?
I went with the dentist, the old Mickey Beck Oral B. I actually faded him in his debut. It was super short notice against the doctor, Eros Medic. I like what I saw. He looks pretty decent. I don't know how far he's gonna go, or I don't know what kind of opportunity he's gonna get, but with what I expect is gonna be a very thin UFC year once again. He could probably get 3 fights in, and if he gets 3 fights, that last one might be something worth getting close to a ranking, maybe.
Hard to kind of wrap my head around this one right now, just because his most recent fight was not so long ago and did not end well. But we're going with Gabriel Bonfim. I think he is going to come back from that loss to fellow young up-and-coming prospect Nicholas Dalby.
I wanted to take him. I wanted to take him. It was tough to pass up the 39-year-old Dalby, but the man's resurgence, and the sky's the limit with no USADA anymore for this man. So
there you are. But yeah, we're gonna go sky being the limit for Bonfim, knowing that there's no USADA. He's gonna get on the mountain yams. He's gonna improve that cardio. It's gonna be like not like a young Shogun, maybe like a young Ninja Hua running out there just kicking dudes all over the place. He's probably going to get disqualified a bunch of times for kicking dudes in the head on the ground. I don't care. He's going to be fun while he does it. And there's not a lot of guys that can withstand the type of offense that he has. And he ran into one of them very early on. So Gabriel Bonfim is going to have a big 2024.
He's good. He's actually really, really good.
Yeah. Very good. He had me shitting myself on a Nicholas Dalby over 1.5 in both ways in the same fight. But yeah, now we move on to the main event, the middleweight division. Last year's predictions. Lance had Whitaker. Wrong. Sean had Adesanya. Wrong. But like closer. Wes had Gumshot. He doesn't even know what division he fights in. So that one's wrong.
He's 185.
And I picked in 2022 Sean Strickland. Bonus points for me everywhere. I was mocked at the time when I picked Sean Strickland. He didn't come through for me in 2022, but it's that residual impact. I'll take it. But I did pick Pereira, and he's a champ, just not in the right division. So that don't count either. Sean, who do we have this year? Is Strickland going to ride it through for the whole year?
Strickland's not going to ride it through this month. I think DDP beats him. And then I think the old cum shot gets a title fight. He's allegedly too big of a name, and people allegedly want to see him fight, even though he never really does. I think he gets the title shot and he beats DDP, and he ain't fighting twice. That's for sure.
He might not be fighting once. I think he's got that O'Malley level draw power.
He late last night he posted something on Twitter, like it was in Russian or whatever. So like looks like he's sick again. Like he posted something on Twitter. Did you see that?
I think it's from like like he's good now, but he did get really fucked up by some sickness, and he was kind of just showing people
that Catterall flu again.
They made him delete that shit because when I went to click on it to do the translate on the shit, it was gone. yeah, they made him delete that shit. So, this is gonna be tough. I'm gonna say Sean Strickland. I think that he can beat DDP. Like that's a toss-up fight though. Don't get me wrong. Like either one of those dudes can win that. I'm gonna say Strickland wins that fight. I think Sean's right. I think Cumshot does get that fight next. I think it's gonna be Strickland, and I don't think Cumshot can spam takedowns on Sean Strickland. And we've seen Cumshot stand up against multiple people now. It ain't good, bro. It ain't fucking good. Old ass Usman was landing bombs on that dude's head. You don't think Sean Strickland can't box that dude's face up? Absolutely he can. Like,
problem is I don't think Strickland gets out of the first. That's really what it comes down to. If he can get out of the first or the second, then he's good. But I don't know if he does.
I've seen Strickland back up to the cage and hold guys up off of him and not get spam takedown constantly already. I'm not sure Cumshot can get the takedown on Strickland. And even if he does, can Cumshot finish like Sancho? Like that dude is only finished bums in the UFC. Like literally, that guy's only finished bums. He's never finished any dude remotely close to the top 10. Like Gilbert Burns fucking dropped bombs on him. Fucking Usman was dropping bombs on him. I don't think that's as clear a fight as most people do. I don't think Cumshot's this lock fucking dude if he gets a title shot anymore. I think we've seen enough of it at this point. He's got massive holes in his game. The times he's pushed in fights, like, so I'm gonna say Strickland. Could Strickland lose to DDP? Yeah, I think Cumshot's got a way better chance against DDP than he does Strickland, personally, in my opinion. Just because I think Strickland has got some pretty good takedown defense at this point in his career. Like, do I hope DDP literally slick knocks this motherfucker out? Absolutely. I hope he fucking does. And we don't have to worry about this, but I got a feeling that Strickland is going to drag DDP into some deep stuff, and it's going to be a shitty Strickland fucking decision again. They're going to give the fight to Cumshot. Cumshot's going to spam a bunch of takedowns in the first round, not get them, and it's going to be another dumbass Strickland boxing dude for fucking 25 minutes. And we know Cumshot ain't fighting. Like, if Cumshot wins the fight, Sean's right, though, because that man ain't fighting twice. Like, that dude can't stay. The only thing he's doing twice this year is getting sick, probably, because apparently this dude can't shake whatever the fuck they got going on over on the mats with fucking Krydov and those boys. Like, mop your mats or some shit, because this man can't stay. He's got that Lance fucking disease. Man cannot stay fucking healthy. Strickland, fucking middleweight champ.
Man, it's crazy to me that Strickland is so unlikable that people are cheering for the white South African that calls himself a real African over him.
Yikes.
That's a solid one. I kind of think that
Steve said Kazmat needs to stop going down on goats.
Get some strange shit.
They
Go
are
fit.
there's some weird people. Oh man.
I think Strickland's going to beat him. I think that he's going to pull that one off. But somewhere in there, Cumshot's going to get sick or whatever, kidnapped. Who knows what happens to him. He's not going to end up fighting at all this year. And instead, Robert Whittaker takes a title shot later in the year against Sean Strickland, and he regains his title.
Where's Izzy in all this?
He ain't
got
fighting.
thoughts? He's gonna fight this year.
He's
I just
probably
don't.
going to go up to 205.
He's gonna fight Pereira.
He's going to chase Pereira
For
down.
a light heavyweight belt.
I don't know. I don't know if Izzy's that dumb, to tell you the truth. He gets murdered if he tries to go back up.
That's
to
the way
205.
to a title shot. That's the quickest way, and against the guy
But,
that he's already beat.
yeah,
That's the only way he gets a title shot, though, is in my opinion, because he's not going to get one at 185. I don't think this year. He's going to fight, I think, but he's not going to get like 2 fights and get a title shot.
he's nowhere near big enough for 205, but that division is just filled with wonderful matchups for him.
Well, I mean, but he's only going to go up to fight Pereira, though, right? And that is the dumbest thing he could ever do, is to go fight Pereira up at 205.
But 30 pounds bigger.
He is out of his fucking mind if he does that. He's going to die. Like, Pereira will dead him if he tries to move. Like, Pereira's a legitimate 205er. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't have to, like, Pereira was killing himself to get to 185, where Izzy's like, couldn't eat enough cheeseburgers to fucking get up to 205. That's some dumb shit. I don't doubt it. It sounds like a plan for him, you know, if he wants that title shot next year. But the way that dude's sounding, it doesn't sound like he's close to fighting anybody right now at this point. But just figured we had to mention him. He's the middleweight fucking king for years now. I figure we need to mention the guy.
That's fair. Do we though?
Yep.
I mean, if he don't want to fight, everybody else wants to fight.
Everybody wants to fight. Breakout picks from 2023. Lance had Andre Petrosky. He did Andre Petrosky things. He won us a bunch of money last year, right? He was like plus 300 against the Diaz wrestler guy.
Yeah.
That was a couple years ago.
That wasn't.
Okay,
I thought that the Petrosky sub wasn't last year.
I thought that was. I thought that one might have been earlier this year.
Yeah, he beat. Oh, that was 2022, and then he beat Turman in 2022, and then he sketchily beat the Meerkat in 2023, and then he obviously got knocked the fuck out.
Gotcha. That's okay. Then that one sucks. Wes, you had Edmund Shabazian.
Oof, Jesus.
Armenian Canelo did not have a great year. I had Hobocop, he lost one, but he's Hobocop. He's always fun. And Sean had Bo Nickel, who
I don't think he did
probably...
enough.
No,
I don't think he did enough.
No.
He fought two guys. Some of that's out of his hand. He had to fight the guy late notice that he shouldn't be in the UFC. But yeah, I expected more. I expected at least to be ranked and getting big fights. But alas.
So you're saying that I win with Hobocop?
I would give you the dub on Hobocop, and I don't hate it because I won a shit ton of money on when he did lose.
There you go. Who's first this time? Sean, you're first, right?
Wes, you can go.
Well, it's easy. Like, there's only one right answer this year.
Body bags.
Literally, no, there's literally only one right answer this year. Sean was a year early. It's fucking Bo Nickel. Like, this guy's ranked 35th in the world. That's it. That's impossible by the end of 2024. He's lining up. He's got a decent fight coming up. Like, they're going to push the shit out of Bo Nickel this year. That's absolutely the breakout fighter. If you wanted to go off the path, I went with looked at what the fuck's that guy's name? Kriziev, the Russian guy, is ranked like 50th in the world right now. He's fighting Muradov next. So he's going to get a decent fight on a UFC card coming up in a couple months. So just an outside dude, that's probably the guy, but it's Bo Nickel. Like, come on. Bo Nickel's ranked 35th in the world right now. There's no way that guy is not like cracking the top 10 here by the end of the year. He's going to get some big fight. He's going to get some big fights this year. Yeah.
Well, yeah, he's fighting Cody Brundage. Now, granted, he is fighting at UFC 300, so
he's going to
get more than 2 fights. I don't think he's going to get more than 2 fights in. That's the problem.
He's going to need a few fights, though, for sure. Yeah. But
because he's not fighting till 300, which is decent ways into the year. So,
but he gets 2 fights on 2 big pay-per-views this year. Like, he's going to be pay-per-view main cards.
I wouldn't go that far, Steve. I don't know about that.
I don't know about that. Like, Brundage
is my choice.
Brundage is already better than anybody Patty's probably fought at this point, right? Like, I mean, Patty got
Tony. He just beat Tony Ferguson. Come on,
who was winning the 3rd round? Jared Gordon. Like, come on.
Yeah. In a relative sense, he's getting softer matchups because he is much better than Paddy Pimblett.
He just makes him look. He makes him look softer because the guy's insane.
Yeah. Sean.
I'm not taking Bo Nickel. I'll go with Aliskarev. They seem to want to push this guy pretty hard. He was already matched up with Paulo Costa and then Imavov. And then, of course, he just dusted Worley on short notice. He's got a fight with Fluffy coming up. That's going to be a tough fight. But if he's able to get by Fluffy, then I think they're going to push this dude. And he's going to be in, he's fighting top 5 guys by the end of the year.
What's that guy that they were just like the cross-eyed dude that they were all about in the broadcast?
Yeah. He's not cross-eyed. He's blind.
What?
He's blind. Yeah.
Whatever.
It's,
you're talking about the Shitmadov? You talking about that guy?
Yeah,
yeah. I'm not picking him. I hate that guy.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
I just felt compelled to mention him. Who do I like?
It's getting thinner and thinner as we get heavier and heavier.
It's
Joe Pyfer.
The big pipe.
You gotta go with body bag season.
It's gotta be. I mean, I don't know who else. They seem to want to push this guy.
They're giving him Hermanson. Like they're giving him some fights.
He's headlining a fucking card, man. Like,
I mean, if he wins these fights they're giving him, he's getting pushed. Like, big time.
I mean, even if he just wins this one fight,
then
like he's already bumped up to, I don't know, top 10 in the rankings.
Yeah.
Right around there for sure, because the all the quote unquote writers and the dudes that vote on that bullshit love him. Like, absolutely fucking love him.
Herman's ranked 10th, so I mean, if he beats him, He's basically top 10.
Body bags. We're
Body
doing it.
bags.
We're going for the clear path in this one. Love it. Love it. Light heavyweight division. 2023 picks. Sadness all around. Because I don't know that any of us really considered this. Did we discuss Pereira moving up to 205, Sean, on last year's show?
No, we did not. We were focused on Pereira possibly winning the 185 belt.
Yeah. So Lance
Man moves fast.
Yeah. Sean and Wes had Glover. I would have loved to join you on that one for the heart, but just knew he wasn't coming back. And I had Krylov, which was just terrible. Just terrible. They won't give my boy a shot. I thought that I could like play on the war in Ukraine and like they could get the narrative going behind him. But then we picked the Ukrainian that's not the good one. So that didn't happen.
If he was from Israel, he'd already have a title shot. Just saying.
Wait, what division is No Agua hot in?
Yeah, no doubt.
He's my breakout fighter of the year. Sean, who's going to be the light heavyweight champ in 2024 or at the end?
I'm going with it staying in the garage. Pereira is, I think he fights twice, and I think he's going to win them both. I don't know who he fights next, but I don't know. This division is so bad. It's hard to pick anybody. I mean, weird shit can happen. These guys are big and strong, but I really hope they don't. Jan can't weasel his way into a rematch because that's just death hurt to watch. Yeah, I know you're right. He got hurt, so he should be out, and we don't need to worry about him. But I guess the one that you could take if you want to is the old Medoff, but
don't do it.
I don't know. They don't.
Nobody likes him.
They don't seem to like him.
Nobody likes him
because they definitely could have given him a title shot before this, even with all his dumb shit that's happening, and they decided not to. So if that is the case, then there's no guarantee that he gets a title shot next. So I'll take Pereira.
Wesley.
Yeah, I think you gotta go with Pereira. Like, I mean, just imagine if one of Pereira's fights this year is an Izzy fight, and it comes back and Izzy gets a immediate title shot, which he probably would if that's what he decided to do. I think that's a rather easy fucking Pereira win at 205. Yeah, I mean, the only guy I think you worry about is Ankalaev, of course. Like, there's a path for Ankalaev to beat Pereira. There really is. However you feel about fucking Ankalaev, he's absolutely got a path to beat Pereira. I would favor Pereira. Like, we've seen Pereira now multiple times survive guys on top of him and shit, and the fight starts on the feet and he fucking deads dude. So I mean, like Jamal Hill, please. Like that's a clown show. That's
coming
Jamal,
off a layoff. Oof.
Well, look, Jamal
Good
Hill
luck.
literally, he can't stay off the alcohol. You know what I mean? Like, Jamal Hill might be one of the least serious champions we've seen over the past few years, dude. Like, legitimately, that guy got hurt. He is front
2023
row.
Rampage, honestly.
He's literally front row at every UFC event, sloshed. Like, it's right there on camera. Literally
Fighting
every
brother and shit like that. Like,
he's got a problem. The dude legitimately has a fucking drinking problem. He's at, like I said, he's at every UFC show in the first couple rows drinking. Like, every fucking week. You see that guy at the fucking Apex. Dude's at the Apex on say, like, what are you doing?
His gut on some of the
dude, he's one of the most unserious dudes to hold a belt that we've seen recently. So that's just a laughable matchup. Like, they're just this weight class is it's bad, man. It is really bad. And give Pereira's props. We talked about it like 6 or 7 UFC fights. Dude's a double champion and shit. Like, truly an incredible run that he's had. But man, the smart move, go up to light heavyweight. Smart move, because there's just not a lot up there at this point. So it'd be really hard for Pereira to lose this belt.
You know who he loses it to?
Krylov?
The only man at light heavyweight that's willing to grapple. Am I going back to the well? Do I need to? I don't want to be just picking the same shit as you guys all the time. So I'm doing it. I'm going with Krylov again. This is going to be the year where he gets the title shot, because some weird shit's going to happen with Ankalaev, and they're not going to give it to him. Rakic and Yuri is going to be boring as shit. So neither of those guys is going to get a title shot coming off that. Then you're down to
are they going to give our boy he's begging for it, our boy Roundtree? Are they gonna give him his dream matchup? They're gonna let him die to Pereira? No.
Maybe later in the year, but by that time, no. I mean, Krylov's gonna have to fight somebody and then fight Pereira. It's not going to happen, but I'm picking Krylov nonetheless, because he's the only person in this division that's actually willing to shoot a takedown on Alex Pereira, which is insane. They're all stupid. They're all so dumb. It's like they get punched in the head for a living or something. Breakout picks for 2023. Lance picked the Bear Jew. He screwed the Bear Jew so bad that he had to move to a different division. I picked the Jailman, who didn't fight in the division at all. It happens. Wes picked Fraud Zakhanov, who I'm beginning to believe is less of a fraud, but only
at
because
this
he's
weight
a light
class,
heavyweight.
it doesn't take much. Yeah,
exactly. So not a bad one. And Sean took the Carlsberg, who he's handsome and he's knocked a couple people out. So that's probably a Sean win on that one.
Yep.
So you can go. No, Wes can go first then. This time.
Yeah, I think me and Sean have the same guy on this one. It's hard to find a breakout dude in the light heavyweight division at this point. So I'm gonna go with that Brazilian monster Petrino. Like he's got the goods. He's fucking jacked, knocks guys out. Like he's in bangers. I will say, like, he's one of those dudes that get hit though. Like that's why it's hard to pick a breakout, because there's a couple Brazilians that are just absolute monsters that are coming up, but man, they get hit. So yeah, I'm gonna go Petrino, and I think he'll have a couple slobber knockers. Who knows if he's gonna continue to win, but dude hits hard.
Sean.
Yeah, just to be different. I liked Petrino as well. I'll go with the guy that he knocked out on the Contender Series. I'll take Rodolfo Bellato.
Yeah, it's the other Brazilian. He gets tagged even more than Petrino.
Yeah. These guys all get tagged, so this could just absolutely implode very, very easily. But these guys got good offenses, so they could ring off a couple nice knockouts in 2024.
Any suggestions for
No.
me? Because these guys,
it's bad.
It is tough.
No
man.
bueno.
They're all like Allberg, actually, like sitting around 20th in the world. Like he's actually could have a breakout year this year too, because like he's had the knockouts. He's starting to build a little bit.
It seems like once you get up to 205, you've got a whole bunch of dudes that fight over in Russia and probably can't get visas to the U.S.
I mean, if you want to go the alternate route, like we talked about Roundtree, like yeah, he's 8th, but he might get close to a title shot the way he's been fighting.
No, I
and
can't.
You like
as long as these old guys give him a chance, he could fucking smash them.
you look at the top 20 of the light heavyweight division, though, and it's literally a bunch of 30-year-old interchangeable dudes. Like they all could win and lose and win and lose and win. They're all just decent guys and it's literally the top 20. The whole fucking division is the same dudes that could beat each other any given night. It's not great. It's not fucking great. There's just no standouts.
I'll go with Kenny Nunchucks on this one.
Ooh.
And I'll consider it a win if he's ranked at the end of the year. That's all I got here.
Our boy Johnny Walker could be getting a title shot from ranked like 8th if he somehow fucking beats Ankalaev.
I can't do the top 10 thing. Doesn't count.
Yeah.
Mirzakhanov, 13-0, bitches. It's his
There
time.
you go.
Mhm.
Yeah. That brings us to the heavyweights, final division of the night. Lance finally got one right. He picked John Jones. Good for him. Sean picked Curtis Blades. And Wes and I picked the lineal heavyweight boxing champion of the world.
True world champion of the world.
So really double points for Wes because he went over to a different sport and became a world champion. I know he actually didn't, but whatever.
Close.
Enough.
So close.
That one, I'll remember that one for a bit. It wasn't as much money as it could have been, but
Him dropping Tyson Fury is a scene I will remember for the rest of my life. Like straight
us
up.
watching it in Vegas while this shit happens.
That was a fun night. Yeah. Sean, who do you have this year?
I think I'll go Aspinall. I think Jones and Stipe fight and they both retire, and then Aspinall's interim turns into a full-blown title. I think Blades might get a title shot. That fight versus the Jailman is going to be an interesting one. And if somehow he can beat the Jailman, he might get a title shot with kind of all the fallout that's going to happen. But I'll take Aspinall. He seems good, and what he did against the big Russian is pretty damn impressive. So,
Wesley.
Yeah, I think Sean hit it on. Bones or Stipe are not gonna fight Tom Aspinall. That's not gonna happen. Like John Jones isn't fucking gonna fight Tom Aspinall. So I think Aspinall does end up getting converted or whatever into the full champ. The winner of Blades, Gelman, possibly get the title shot, I guess. And then we will probably see Aspinall fight later in the year. I think that they might end up having to run back the Pav fight after Pav dead somebody in the top 10 this year. I think they'll rematch that. And I said it after that fight. Aspinall, incredible win and stuff. I think those dudes could fight 10 times and each of them win 5 of those fights, though, because Pavlich still hits like a truck. I think he'll make the adjustments to deal with that Aspinall, like true speed. Like Aspinall's speed is very, very fucking dangerous for heavyweight. His hand speed is awesome. I do think Pavlich can make adjustments. I think Pavlich can land a dead shot, and those guys could, like I said, split 10 fights. So I think that they rematch later on in the year and Pavlich catches him, and Pav is the champ by the end of the year.
Is Gon getting the next title shot after beating Spivak?
Yeah.
Is that what's happening?
That could be it. I guess any 4 of those guys could be fighting Aspinall this year, right? Gon, Blades, Jailman, Pav rematch. Definitely those top 3 are in the driver's seat though over Pav.
Yeah.
So the way this division works out is, does Pav fight and defend the interim title before Jones and Stipe fight? And I think he does, because I feel like Jones and Stipe is going to be on a big pay-per-view in the summer, something like that. So I think Jones is actually going to still be the champion at the end of the year, even though after the fight against Stipe, he's never going to fight again. But it's John Jones, so he's not going to be like, oh, I'm going to be so humble and I'm going to retire right after the fight. That motherfucker's going to hold on to the belt for like 2 more years before he actually ends up retiring.
Force him.
So John Jones is going to be the champion at the end of the year. But yeah, he's going to do it under dubious circumstances. Breakout picks. Lance didn't have anything.
Jesus.
Wes said that Jones would beat the Hog, apparently. I might have to get a clip of that because I don't believe that. But you were like close with what Jones would do at heavyweight. And Sean stole my pick and took the Jailman because I took him for light heavyweight and heavyweight because I was trying to do a thing there. But that is the obvious winner for the heavyweight breakout. Sean, who's going to break out this year?
This is terrible. I guess I will go with Shamil Gaziev. He's undefeated.
It's like the only
acid.
Yeah. Smash Budai last time. I guess the better conversation is who are we looking at upcoming to get in the pool? That's what the fans want to know. What kind of beautiful titties are we going to see this year in the pool?
Well, Gaziev, he's a real contender when it comes to the pool as well. So he's a well-rounded individual. You can always count on the Pacific Islanders. They're big in their pools.
They're really trying to gut that division, though. They've got rid of some perennial fighters in that division recently, and it's really sad to see.
It's been a struggle. It's been a struggle. As long as they keep my boy Sad Belly Sakai around, I think the division's going strong, though. So I think we're all right because he had a win in his last fight. It was a while ago. Some people might have forgot about him. He's got a gut on him. Real disconcerting, but that's my dude. Wes, who do you have for a breakout?
I guess as much as somebody can break out, I'm just going way back down the rankings. I'm going to go with a dude that wins. Boring as shit. It's what we like in the heavyweight division now. Just play it safe. Don't take any chances. We'll go with Carl Williams. Actually, a dude that you can't put in the pool because he's actually not a fat piece of shit. He's actually in shape. But man, it is. What do you do?
Torture.
And what do you do
Torture
in this
to watch.
division? It's so bad, man. But yeah, Carl Williams, I think he could win 3 more decisions in fucking 2024 and start pushing the top 15. Like this division is like putrid, man. It's fucking horrible.
He's a fan of the super fatties, that's for sure.
Yes, he is. Over 2.5. I think I bet it every single time on his fights this year too.
Whatever happened to that the handy asswad dude? The guy.
I think
don't ask, don't tell Maze.
Andy Abdallah Wahad.
Yeah, that dude. What happened to him?
He got a 2-year suspension in early February 2023. He will be able to compete in July 2024. 2024, baby.
Okay.
It's backdated, so yeah, he's coming back.
How did I not go with Mick Parkin for my boy Steve?
Oh
shit,
he's got to go Mick.
He's got another like legendary fucking British guy coming up.
I was gonna say, I was gonna pick him, but then I felt uncomfortable saying his name It felt like a lot of British slurs just like wrapped up into one dude's name. So I stayed away.
Hey, our boy Beast Boy is coming off a win. Oh shit, he beat Jake Collier and actually missed fucking heavyweight. There's your breakout.
That's some epic shit right there.
There's
Missing
your
heavyweight.
It's happened like
I
twice, right? Just 2 times
Yeah.
or some shit.
It's gonna have to be Hamdy. I can't believe they get like they cut the Porker and the division just it was dead.
Went to
me
shit.
after
Yeah,
that.
it went to shit.
Yeah, I don't know what to do anymore. Don't know what to
Sad.
do. So yeah, it's going to be a guy coming off a 2-year steroid suspension that is going to be my pick for breakout
Perfect.
heavyweight
I mean,
of the year.
Heavyweight wouldn't have it any other way.
he's coming back into a testless UFC though, so like he can come off the suspension into the steroids, and god damn.
There you go. There you go. That does it for our predictions for champs and breakout. Are there any stupid things that we want to say as hot takes? Sean definitely has one. He's ready.
Did you see what Lance predicted last year?
I'm gonna have to look for these.
He predicted Bellator to close doors.
But they
Wrong.
actually didn't. They not closed their doors.
Wrong.
They've actually been bought, and it's still
That's-
Bellator.
It's not really. That's
No,
a
we
pretty good one.
can't let Lance live in a world where there's no Bellator. Fuck that. Lance has to live in a world with Bellator. Good though.
And now
He
it's gonna
did
be a
get
bunch of
close on
Bellator
it.
guys on a pay-per-view. It's gonna be even worse.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say that my hot take this year is that slap fight becomes the biggest sport in the world. Bigger than football, bigger than soccer, like the biggest sport in the world, slap fighting. Book it.
Shit, we didn't do our slap fight divisional champ picks.
Ooh.
I've got that guy Wolverine. His nickname's so cool. He's the Wolverine. How could he possibly lose?
I'll take any dude with a neck beard. I'm picking him for my champ.
The extra padding.
Yeah.
So Lance said that Bellator closes his doors. Partial credit.
That's actually pretty good.
Sean said that John Jones would have 2 losses in 2023.
So close.
I
close.
don't know what happened with any of his court cases.
I think I was pretty good on mine though. I think.
Yep.
Yeah. Sean also said the Hog never fights in the UFC, which nailed it.
Yeah.
Made much more money. Wes, you said Cejudo, old Conor McGregor, and John Jones would combine for over 1.5 fights, which they did.
Bingo.
It was in response to you saying they were going to have 0 fights, and Wes is like, "I'll take the over 1.5." That's not even that hot of a take.
Well, I mean, it
See,
barely
I
hit.
went for
It
the hot
barely
take
hit,
on
but
mine.
Well, I think my other prediction is still not off the table. Like
it's definitely not off the table. Conor McGregor might never fight again. It does. He can talk that all he wants
Yep.
about
Oh, yeah. And
international
like,
fight.
when we're saying
middleweight.
fight, do we mean
yeah,
UFC?
saying he's gonna fight Chandler at middleweight and shit coming up. Like, yeah, I'll stick to what I said. I think I'm closer to being right still than McGregor. It's to being right.
Yeah.
Can I put you
And,
down for McG never fights again this year, Wes? Or what?
Absolutely.
I actually think he probably does fight this year. I think the guy actually is starting to like. I think he even knows that his life is starting to fucking spiral a little bit, and he needs to fucking get back into some training and fight because.
No, I
man,
thought you were just going to say he needs money.
Yeah.
No, they got that. Come on,
Yeah.
that man will never need money again in his life.
I think he's made some poor decisions in his life.
Connor's gotten
He's
to a
also
point.
made some ridiculous decisions
And
with his whiskey and shit like that. Like he doesn't.
He's
There's
gotten
guys
to a
that can piss away
point.
a lot of money. I think he's okay. He's
He's like a
he's
corporation
invested
now.
enough.
He's too
Yeah.
big to fail. Connor is too big to fail now. There too many people have too much invested in him that he's too big to fail. He'll be propped up for the rest of his life. The thing about Connor is him not dying. That's what he needs to worry about. Is this dude literally not fucking dying? Yeah, I mean, a number of things, fucking or rotting in a prison
off the side of a boat somewhere.
If he wasn't who he is at this point and have the money that he has, he'd be in a prison cell already. Like, there's no doubt about it. One of those rape charges would have stuck. Karen fucking T it if that dude wasn't a fucking billionaire.
Last year, mine was Cejudo, McGregor, and Jones combined for 0 fights. So I was not very close on that one.
It was close. It was close. Hell,
it's always close with those guys.
Yep.
Sean, any takes for this year?
I think McGregor loses if he does fight to Chandler. And then he fights one more time against Nate Diaz at the end of the year. He's going to fight twice
in the same year?
Twice.
That is
this take is hot.
Nuclear. That's like the biggest solar flare ever take.
I don't think you're like way off, because I think if Connor does fight once, he might fight twice. Like he might.
He's gonna take advantage of the one camp for 2 fights.
Yeah.
And I mean the Nate thing, like Nate's already talking about fighting in the UFC again, and that's a big money fight wherever they are in their career. But I will push back a little. Like Connor could knock out Michael Chandler, like straight. Connor he's
the favorite. He's the favorite in the latest.
I know. I see a lot of people that like Chandler in that fight. Like you just said, you like Chandler. That's actually a good matchup for Connor. That's what he wants. A dude running face first at him. I'm telling you, like he could knock out Michael Chandler. I want to see that fight now. Like they built it up, and it's actually a fucking fun fight. Like, can we please get that finally?
I wanted it heavyweight though. 265. Let's go.
Open weight.
Yeah.
I mean, both of these
have to be like a certain way. Just anything goes.
Give either of them 6 months. They could both absolutely be heavyweights. They're so juiced the fuck out. Either of those dudes could be 250 fucking pounds in a matter of months.
All right, I've got 2.
Oh shit.
0 positive steroid tests for the entire year.
I like it.
And I feel like it's a hot one because they're going to have a couple sacrificial lambs in there.
They got to do it once to show that, they are actually
that they're still testing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other one is there is going to be a slap fight aired on a UFC pay-per-view.
Oh, that's so bad, man.
I mean,
I think that's not even that hot of a take.
Until you think about it for like 5 seconds, and you're like, "Oh, that's actually going to happen."
They already push it to the point to where they on pay-per-views and shit to where they might as well just go ahead and throw one on there. Yep.
Right. So, anything else that we want to add while we're here, or are we good for the takes?
I got no other takes. What about you, Wes?
I will say that I don't know if it's this year, but I think we're getting to a breaking point with the UFC and fighter working relations and shit. I think
that shit's gonna happen this year. That's gonna happen this year.
Well, just not necessarily a strike, but something is going to break, and we're getting close because the lawsuits are literally going forward now. Like stuff.
Yeah, they're gonna have to settle. UFC is definitely gonna have to pay out.
Well, it ain't just going to be that, because once these lawsuits start hitting federal court and shit and start going through, there has already been Congress people and shit that have been looking at this the past 3 or 4 years. Like, and it's not just, it's Republicans too that have started looking at this stuff and talking about fighters having some sort of Ali Act. There's been Republican congressmen that were actually pushing for it a few years ago. So I don't know if it happens this year, but it could. We're at a point to where these lawsuits are going to start coming to the forefront, and I want to see a shit stain like Dana White taken down a little bit, just a little bit. because he's literally running a fucking slave labor camp, dude. Like they literally put it on TV. Like the Contender Series is literally a farm system for cheap labor, and it's actually kind of disgusting when you just look at it. Look, like they put out dudes that put out the list of guys that the percentage of the roster that is Contender Series people that are fighting on like nothing, that are fighting on next to nothing. Most of the fights they take are on short notice. It's literally a fucking feeder system, and they're making next to nothing for brain damage, and that's got to break. It's got to break.
If you describe it the way that it actually is, like
it's
dudes
disgusting.
are making, you know, if they fight 3 times a year and win 3 times a year, they're making $60,000 to get permanent brain damage,
and they're not
in a cage, and like don't have any benefits or any security net or anything like that. Like in the most popular MMA promotion in history,
and which comes to find out has a monopoly on the entire thing. That's going through the legal system now. Finally, that the UFC does have a monopoly on this shit. Yeah.
Yep. It's going to be interesting. They're going to have to pay something, but it's going to take a long time for that to all happen. Don't think it's going to be 2024, which was the topic of discussion tonight. A little bit of a longer podcast. These ones always are. I hope you guys had fun. I think we did. I think we nailed some predictions on this, but we will be back next week. You've got some sort of card happening. There's a pay-per-view in Toronto later this month. Oh, we've got... That's a good cue to end the show. We got the young Goliath taking on Johnny Walker. Should be a relatively interesting fight.
If it goes any amount of time, who knows? It might just... I would love to see another DQ or a no contest. It's... I want nothing to ever happen at light heavyweight. It's fun times. Sign up for Toutmaster, year-long pick'em contest. Hit up the MMA Analysis Twitter account or email the MMA Analysis at gmail.com and get the details. If
you're still listening to this and you're not signed up for Toutmaster,
what the fuck?
What is wrong with you? You got problems, man. You got problems. But anyway, at least we don't have problems winning our bets in 2024. Bit of a struggle for us at times in 2023, but I can't say the thing that people say at the start of the year. I can't do it, but we'll be back all year